Spanish and French. Spanish?
Yeah.
Are we going? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hello guys, here we are with Dr. Lyle Koca. For me, he's one of the legend we got because he's one of the biggest concept practitioners. He's always working and he's always passionate about philosophy of chiropractic, and he's an achiever. He's a real teacher, a mentor for a lot of guys. So when you meet him, you can learn from it directly, and when you speak on stage, it's fantastically fabulous too.
You're too kind.
I'm really happy to introduce you. I will speak two words in French. Ce monsieur est une légende parce que c'est une référence en gonstead. Il a une énorme practice, mais c'est surtout depuis le temps qu'il est dans le métier, il n'a pas lâché sa passion, sa vision, et il continue de se maintenir au plus haut niveau, d'entraîner. Il a 4-5 chiropracteurs qui travaillent pour lui, qui voient tous énormément de monde, qui sont passionnés, qui travaillent tout le temps, et ça c'est quelque chose d'impressionnant de voir ça. So I got a question for you because we have the chance to exchange on the page. You show up with a quote from BJ where he was speaking about diagnose and how we can serve the profession, but how we don't have to affect the way we treat patients.
Okay, so where that quote came from, it came from the Great Undertow.
Yeah.
I believe BJ said that in 26 or 29, and there was an argument, and actually that came from where there was a divide in the schools, where the schools wanted to get more of a medical model in there. What they're doing is they were, can I say bastardizing? Or they're mongrelizing chiropractic is what they were doing. And so BJ was very opposed to that because he wanted to keep chiropractic pure. But the challenge came from was with the diagnosis. And so what BJ referred to when he said that was, it's not wrong, I'm not going to quote it exactly, but I'm going to put it in context. It's not wrong for the chiropractor to diagnose. It's what he does after he finds that out is where the challenge is. And the challenge at the time in 26, 29, and is now, is chiropractors diagnosing, but then using that diagnosis, which is a medical terminology, and using medical care. And so BJ's concern, we'll say in 29, is that chiropractors are going to use that diagnosis and use allopathic medical therapies that, as he used to say, a medical man would throw in the garbage. The chiropractor would go pull them out of the garbage. And we were mongrelizing the chiropractic profession, or bastardizing the chiropractors. So what the chiropractor was doing was using that diagnosis, but then using medical care to take care of that patient. So BJ really, I think from how I understand it, he wasn't so upset about the diagnosing in the profession. He was more upset about what they were doing after they did the diagnosis, and to stick with his role of analysis was to use instrumentation to find out the exact location of the subluxation, to use spinography, as he called it, to find the exact position of the subluxation, and then to deliver a specific adjustment to help correct or minimize the subluxation.
So if I understand you properly with my English, is we treat the human being, we diagnose a problem, but we treat the human being and we treat the nervous system, and we don't treat the condition.
I would say yes.
We don't
with my poor French.
Okay. Thank you very
Oui,
much.
how's that?
So you get inside, but what's the chiropractic objective? So
we just covered that in there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So the whole objective of chiropractors is to help the body intellectually adapt. You're exposed throughout your life with toxins, traumatism, and autosuggestion. Those are the three stressors. When the three stressors over bombard the tissue cell, there's what's called limitations of matter. There's only so much matter that it can handle. When that occurs, then the objective of let me back up, and what occurs is the body can no longer adapt to its environment. Then the physical manifestation of that poor adaptability and lack of intellectual adaptability is the vertebral subluxation. The subluxation, it's interesting, we talked about this morning at breakfast with my guys. The subluxation is a result of invasive forces. It's a result of non-responsive forces to a perpetuating invasive forces. So the resistive forces are lowered. So what we do as chiropractors is we want to elevate the resisting forces.
We want to elevate the person.
We want to increase our body's ability to adapt. That's the whole objective of what we do. Adaptability. We help the body adapt. Period.
Easy. We are adaptators, doctor.
That's what we do.
Okay, great. And I got a question. It's more about his discipline, his perseverance, his way of achieve. When I know him, I know him as a 4 a.m. doctor because he was posting this on a group we are when we are with Blood Lucky.
Yep.
You post, I'm a 4 a.m. club, and I was like, what? As a Spanish guy, and even if I live in France, waking up at 4 a.m. club is kind of, for me, it's a nightmare. So how does it come in your story? Why do you choose it? And how you can keep it? You keep to it. You kept to it.
So why I joined the 4 a.m. club?
Yeah, and why you stay?
All right. So first of all, and what was the second question?
Why you stay on it?
Okay. All right. So first of all, it sometimes it sucks being in the 4 a.m. club because when you're out of town, like this morning, there's places aren't open. I can't get anything. Like I can't get a cup of coffee. But it all started 1999, 2000. I was at a seminar, and there was a chiropractor there, or not. I'm sorry. I was at a chiropractic seminar, and it was terrible. So I went next door to. It was like a computer or sales seminar, and there was a guy on stage, and I just was like, I love what he said. And he said, "Join the 5 a.m. club." And I'm sitting there going, "Well, I'm already in the 5 a.m. club." So I went up to him afterwards and I said, "Loved what you talked about. I thought that was really good. But you said join the 5 a.m. club. That way you get more done." He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "I already get up at 5. So this is what he said. You know what he said? Get up at 4. So I joined the 4 a.m. club. So that's how, a true story, that's how that came about, isn't it, honey?
Yes.
So why do I do it? Pretty simple. I want to change the world. And the only way I can't change the world by sleeping. I can't change the world by being in bed. My purpose in life is to make the world better for my wife and my daughter to grow up in, because I need to leave the world a better place for my kid. Ooh, I got a little emotional when I did that. And so I have to get up earlier to make me better to change the world, because I don't get better by sleeping. So how do I do it? I go to bed early at night, and I get up early, and my brain works better first thing in the morning. So that's the 4 a.m. club.
Thank you for the
You're
truth.
welcome.
You already give your why in this, so maybe I want to ask this because of people have to learn discipline and perseverance.
Okay.
Like you keep inspiring your team, raising goals, training them every time for years and years and years. You always raise the objective to change the world. You tell it, but it was I was about to learn from you why. Why do you keep them elevating, working, performing? You want to add something, or you already say this all for your kid?
I can't do it alone.
You can do it.
And you know the cool thing about it, I got the greatest wife on the planet Earth, who puts up with some of my wild freaking ideas. And you know, we call it shower time, not how y'all would think out there, but on Tuesday mornings when I don't come in late to be with the guys. So on Tuesday mornings I go in the shower after I work out now, Claggett.
Nice.
And Sean stands up against the shower, not in the shower with me, and I bounce my ideas off of him. And so that inspires me. I've got a group of guys in the office that they buy into my vision. And I have to admit, one of them's not out here, but Frank Orr, Price, Claggett, and Lucas Savage, they buy into the vision. And they buy into it, Sean's vision, because she'll come up with some ideas. And it's getting a buy-in, because I think I know they want to change the world too. We talked about this last night at dinner. We have to change the world. And we have to change the world. You got a little dude.
We are changing the world.
We have to change the world. So.
And last question, because for me it's historical, and a lot of people give part of their life for us. So what do you learn from all the guys who goes to jail, all the work you have done to learn from them? Because I think people need to learn the real chiropractic history.
It amazes me that the perseverance that they had to go to jail for us to deliver an adjustment. That's There were 748 of them. The last one was arrested in 1971 to go to jail to do what they love to do. I can't imagine. Can you imagine? Soccer's big where you're at, right? Can you imagine a soccer player going to jail because he played soccer? These guys went to jail because they were helping people, and the cool thing about it was all they had to do to get out of jail, to not pay a fine, was to say, I won't practice chiropractic anymore. I'm done. I'm going to walk away from the profession. I won't do it anymore. This is how many did that. They all stuck to the principle. As Dee Palmer said it so well, I stand in this prison cell not for the principle, meaning the money, but for the fundamental of the principle. And I believe he said that in 1906 or 1905. But I couldn't imagine those guys, those ladies, the families. You know, when these guys went to jail, not only did they have their careers taken away from them, but think of you left your wife and your little dude. How hard is that, right? And that was by choice.
Yeah.
Imagine these guys and ladies like Dr. Adrian, one of the females that was jailed. It wasn't by choice, but it was by choice to be a chiropractor. But it wasn't by choice to be arrested, and all they had to do was quit the profession. None of them did it. How dare us as chiropractors play little? How dare us as chiropractors not want to play on a bigger scale? That's why.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I think everyone understands why I want it on tape. Because imagine living with a guy like this every day, you keep on fire, you keep sticking to your hands. I think you can transform life just by being present. So thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Lyle Koca, vous comprenez pourquoi je lui ai demandé d'avoir quelques mots. Je pense que c'est important pour nous de voir des légendes pareilles. Il a compris, il respecte l'histoire de la chiro, ses principes, et il inspire les gens à toujours faire mieux. Voilà, juste de beaucoup d'amour et un gars inspiré. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Thank you very much.